Hi, my dear students. I told you I care. So I'm going to give you some tips that are going to help you finish this course successfully. The first one is make goals for yourself. If you don't make goals, there's no way that you are going to know where you really are going. And if you don't know where you're going, how are you are going to get there? So make goals for yourself. For example, today you want to make a goal. Let's say you want to do one video today. Or maybe you want to do one video daily. That's 30 videos a month. Within a couple months, you'll finish a course. If you want to finish it faster, you do 2 or 3 videos daily. Maybe you do 10 videos daily, depending on what type of time you have. But make sure you write it down. If you don't write it down, all right, you might forget and you might not really do anything on the day. Another thing that I want to also tell you is that make sure that you do something daily, even if it's 1 minute of one video, but make sure that you do something daily. I want you to do one thing. Think about the results of this course. Think about what you can achieve once you learn PHP and once you are able to build a CMS system. Are you going to be able to make more money in your job? Maybe find a new job and have a new car. Maybe get married. Maybe buy your wife or your girlfriend, your boyfriend a really nice gift. Maybe your mom, your family. Think about the results. Think about the positive things you're going to be able to get with this course. That's going to keep you motivated. Another thing that I want to tell you is that believe in yourself. Nobody else is going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Make sure that you really believe in yourself, that you can do it. All you have to do is make goals for yourself, stick with them. Think about the results all the time. Another one last thing that I want to tell you, all right? Make every minute count of your life. All right? Your day is not going to come back to you again. If your day is gone, what did you do with that day? All right? Think about that. Our time here on this earth is very short, but it is very short because we don't actually take advantage of it. We waste a lot of it doing nothing. We give up too easily. We need to stick with whatever we want in life, and we need to keep going until we achieve it. I'm pretty sure if you follow these rules right here, you're going to be able to finish this course successfully, and it's going to change your life because it has changed my life. And I want to transmit my changes to you, my knowledge to you, so that way you can also be successful not only in this course, but in life in general. Make every minute count. Do something today. Stick with it. And I know you are busy because we all are busy, right? But make sure that you are busy in the right things, in the things that are going to get you to where you really want to go. I really look forward to seeing you at the end of this course saying, you know what, instructor, thank you. I finished the course successfully and this has changed my life. I want to thank you for watching this lecture and I want to thank you for taking my course. See you in the lectures and take care. To run PHP and to run databases in your computer usually is done with a server. Now, luckily for us, there is a solution out there, which is a software, actually many different types of softwares that will act like servers. So we download that software, we install it in our computer, and we can run PHP and we can run databases. And that software will act like it's a server. Now, it doesn't change anything on your computer. It just helps you run PHP and databases in it. So let me show you what software I'm talking about right now. So first of all, there are many different types of softwares, but we are going to be downloading only one. And this one is called XAMPP. Why we are downloading this? Because XAMPP is actually, well, they are saying they are the most popular PHP development environment. And I have to kind of agree. XAMPP is very popular. Now, when you come to this screen here, you're going to have a button here for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac OS, unless they change it later on in the future. Depending on your operating system, you're going to click on one of these buttons here. If I'm in a Mac right now, so I'm just going to click on the Mac button, and this will download a file for me automatically. So I'm going to wait for it. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So this is going to start downloading to my favorite directory in my computer, probably downloads, the download folder. And when this finishes downloading, and this goes for Linux and Windows machines too, it will do the same. If it doesn't do that, if it doesn't download automatically, just click on here. It will take you to another site and it will do it automatically again. All right. When this finishes downloading, just click on it and install the program like install any program in your machine. Just like any program, just install it, follow the directions, and everything is default. I repeat, every option that you choose on that program, just choose it as default. You're gonna click OK or you're gonna click Next, whatever you need to install the program. Once you install the program, it should open up something called the Control Manager. If it doesn't open it up, then I'll show you how to open it up right now. But once this finishes downloading, let me just cancel this one because I already have the program. So once this finishes downloading, you are going to have something like this. This is exactly the same thing that Windows is going to have unless they change it. If you're on Windows, you're going to have a control panel and you are going to have this in your programs and then in a folder called XAMPP. All right, so that's where you will find it. Now, if it doesn't open automatically, again, go to that folder XAMPP and then click on that control panel file that you have there and you should open this up. When you open this up, then just click Start and Start for Apache and MySQL and you're good to go. For Mac users, you're going to have something like this. Let me see if I can get it. I'm going to show all windows and right here. So you are going to have something like this. It's going to welcome you. And we're gonna go to manage servers, and then here the same thing as we did with Windows. You just turn it on, click on this file on Apache, start, MySQL, start. Of course, mine the start button here is grayed out, and that's because it's running. So once you start up MySQL database and Apache, let me just click no here and minimize this. You're gonna go to your browser. And you're going to type local host. When you do this and you see this window here, then your installation is good. All right, then you successfully install XAMPP on your system. If it's not, then you uninstall the program again and try installing it again. If you still have a problem, contact me and I will help you out as much as I can. For Mac users, you will find this program, Control Panel, all right, on your Launchpad somewhere. So if you go to your Launchpad right here, you can click on Manager-OSS, and it will open up for you. If it doesn't do that, go to Applications right here. My Finder, my Windows there, Applications. Go to your XAMPP folder. Go to Manager OS and just click on it, and then it should open it up. All right, it doesn't open up for me because I already have it here. For some reason, once I minimize it, it doesn't want to come back up. But you saw what I did. I went here and I right clicked on it and show all windows, and I was able to get it back there. Okay, right, so this is all we need to have that running. And again, go to your local host there on your browser, and that should be proof enough that we installed the software successfully. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Take care. Hi, welcome back. On this lecture here, I'm going to discuss video quality, how to download your exercise files, how to use the practice application, and how to subscribe to new lecture emails. So now, going to video quality, as you can see right here in front of you, we have this PHP looks really blurry right now, right? So what we need to do is we need to grab and click on the HD button right here, and that is going to clear everything for us. Everything's going to look crispy clear, as you can see right here. All right, so make sure your HD button is turned on. If you turn it off, it looks really blurry. All right, so that would be close to your controls. When you see your volume right here on the left side, you're going to have that HD button. All right, now to download the exercise files is super simple. Go to your right hand side here. You're going to find a whole bunch of lectures. Click on this tab right here, and this tab is going to have your lectures, and that's if you are in a desktop. You should have the same interface as me. Maybe later on the platform will change it. Udemy will change it, but right now this is the way it is. All right. So when I tell you to download your exercise files or any file for the specific lecture, go to this link right here on your right hand side, right here. Okay. So when you download it, you're gonna get a zip file like this. All right. Make sure you extract it. So I'm just gonna double click it in my machine and I'm gonna extract it. If you're on a Windows machine, make sure you right click on it and extract all to your desktop. Once you have that folder, it's gonna be called demo. All right. I want you to grab your, if you remember, we got your the server location is on that folder called htdocs, htdocs, actually not deeks, htdocs right here. And in my case, it's in under application, and because I'm in a Mac machine, so under applications, the folder called XAMPP and then htdocs, right? For you, if you are on a Windows machine, it will be on your C drive on a folder called XAMPP and then on another folder called htdocs. All right, this is where your server location is, your root directory for your server. So what you're gonna do is, if you want to use your exercise files, what you want to do is drag that folder into that htdocs, and then you can use it there. All right. Now, later on, just because this lecture that you're watching right now was made after I made a lot of files or a lot of exercise, a lot of lectures, later on I'm going to tell you to make a folder called demo. Right? Now, you can't have two folders named the same in the same directory. So what you want to do is right now, if you want, you can go ahead and rename this, and it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect our practical application, but you can rename it if you want, and you can say demo 2. It's up to you right now. You can say demo 2, and then you can access your app, practical app like that, or your files. And just to access those files, all you have to do is go to your local host, and then you click on demo 2 or demo, whatever name you gave to that folder that we just downloaded. And then here you're going to find all your files inside the demo folder, or the demo 2 in my case now because I just renamed it. You're going to find another folder called practical app, and this is where your practical app application will be located at. All right, so make sure. Now some of you, when you go to your local host, you're going to get something like this. All right, that's totally fine. That's just XAMPP redirecting you to their index.php page. All you have to do is take the parameter off and type in the name of the folder here. All right, or the folder that you want to access. In our case, it's going to be demo 2 now because we just renamed it. All right, and then we go to our practical app and we can access our practical app like this. Later on, we're going to do different things in our practical app here, and it's going to show up on the screen. All right, I would show you how to do that, but just know that later on I will tell you to make another folder called demo. Just rename the folder so that way you can have both folders here. All right, now one thing about the exercise files, that each of them have a number in front of it. That's the lecture numbers. Sometimes they jump from one number to another. That means that either this, like this one here, 29 jump to 31, that means on 30 I don't have a lecture regarding files. That does not have a file. So we have lecture 31, 32, and 33 for this specific file. That's why these numbers are back to back right here. And when it jumps from 34 to 57, that means that I have the files in another folder. And in this case, it's going to be my SQL files. So they're going to be here. It's going to be PHP files, but we're going to be doing MySQL queries and things like that. All right. So just know that the rest of the 30 something, 34, 35, 36 are going to be located right here. All right. So now that we finished with that, next thing is that I want to explain to you how to subscribe to our new lectures emails. All right. So let's go to our course. Actually, I think I'm in somebody else's course because I have to be, just to show you how to do this. So in this screen here, which is going to be very similar to your screen when you go to my course, click on this gear button right here and make sure that you subscribe to the new lecture emails, since I make new lectures about this course all the time. All right, So you're gonna have something like this. Make sure that it is checked, and the announcements, emails, and promotional emails. I send very important emails. Sometimes I give away courses or I just make new lectures. All right. So make sure that you are subscribed. Again, I will be making another folder later on called demo. Just rename the folder here so you don't have any conflict. Okay. So it was a pleasure showing you how to do this. And I'm looking forward to helping you finish this course and get the best out of it. Take care, and I'll see you on the lectures. All right, so in this video, we are going to be downloading a co-editor that we will be using for this course. Now, this co-editor will be compatible with Windows operating system, Mac, and for Linux. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to download this one. And the best part, it is free. All right, so let's go to Chrome. Let's type in brackets here. Brackets with an S. I'm going to get this website here, brackets.io. And then I'm going to download it. Depending on your speed, it should take a couple seconds or minutes. All right, for me, it's just downloading. I probably have a 5 megabyte down right now because I'm in the second floor and my wireless is downstairs. So once it finishes downloading, then just install it like you install any program on your operating system. Usually you just click on the program and it will start opening right away. For some of you, you're gonna have to double click it. All right. So for me, I'm in a Mac. I just have to drag it into the applications. For you, just double click it or do whatever you need to do on your operating system. It's very self-explanatory. And once that is done, then you go to where that program is installed and just double click and open it. All right. So one of the reasons I chose this is because, as you can tell, it looks really nice. It works for Mac, for Windows, and for Linux, just like I said. And we have some more functionalities there that we're going to be using. Like we're going to be able to write code a little faster than just, with any other code editors. We're going to be able to see text highlighted like this, different tags, different colors. Is really cool. There are many different features that we have in this code editor that are really good for developers and programmers. All right. So anyways, if you were able to download this, great. If you had any problems, let me know and maybe I can help you out. But again, if you have your code editor and you already, you're happy with it, go ahead and use that one. It really doesn't matter. But for this course, I'm going to be using this one. So if you want to follow everything exactly like me, download this one. All right. I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much. Take care. Great. The time has come for us to start writing some PHP. All right. But before we do that, let's go to our root directory, make a shortcut and put it on our desktop because we need to put files there all the time. And I don't want to be traveling from applications or programs, whatever in operating system you are. I don't want to be traveling a long way to find this folder. We got to find this folder right now. In Mac, if you are in a Mac, you can find it in your applications, in your XAMPP folder, and it's going to be htdocs. Okay, that's the folder that we are going to be placing our courses, course lectures and files. All that stuff is going to be right here. All right. Now for Windows users, go to your programs, go to XAMPP. In your C drive, you should find XAMPP. When you find XAMPP, I think it's computer, C drive, and then XAMPP, and then htdocs. Okay, I think I showed you that when we were installing XAMPP. But anyways, find that, create a shortcut. I'm gonna make an alias because that's the way you create a shortcut in Mac. You right click and create an alias. They name it differently. It's a whole different animal, right? Just right click it for Windows and create a shortcut and drag it to your desktop. All right. So now that we have this here, we can go ahead and just click it and go straight to our root directory, and this is where we're going to be putting all our files. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to open our code editor, just open it up, and of course we're going to have some files here, some default files, and I'm going to go back to the htdocs here. I'm going to right click it and I'm going to create a new folder called demo. This is going to be where all our files are going to be. All right, so we are going to drag this here, and now this is going to create, don't worry about that, going to create a new project for us. here all our files are going to be listed right here going down. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to say embed. I'm going to make a new file called embed.php. Enter. Now, how do we start writing PHP? All right. Well, very simple. We have an opening tag just like HTML and a closing tag. This is the opening tag for PHP. Less than symbol, question mark, and then the keyword PHP. This is going to open PHP. It's going to let Apache know, hey Apache, right now, whatever you see after this, render it as PHP code. You know, PHP code here. And then when you finish your PHP code, your command, you need to close it with a semicolon. Very important. Every time you finish a command, you need to close it. You need to let PHP know that you are done with this command and that you might write other commands here. So this is what the semicolon is. I'm done with this command, PHP. That's it, Apache. I'm done with it. That's all it means. Now, this one here is the closing tag for PHP. All right. So if we don't have anything here, this would be the closing. Right there. Usually that's where you write it. You put it down all the way down. Then you write your PHP code here. And then you put a semicolon and you're done. And then you write some more PHP code down here with a semicolon. Semicolon means stop this command right here. And then you can write whatever other command after and close that command also. This one closes all the PHP commands. All right. And then after this goes HTML. So you can insert this in HTML right now, just the way it is. Another thing is that white space really doesn't matter in PHP. You can put all this in one line. You can bring this all the way down. You can put this code here, as long as you have a semicolon there, you're good to go. You can put that code like that. But of course, we're not going to do that because that looks bad, right? Just to let you know, that really doesn't matter. All right. Another thing is that you will see PHP code written like this. Let me just leave this there. You will see it. You will see it like this. That's a shorthand version, and you will see it like this. Right here, you will see it like this. All right. These are the formats that you will see PHP. This is bad form. The reason is even though it's easier to write it like this, not all computers, not all servers, all Apache servers would be. This would be turned on them, would not be turned on them. You have to manually go to php.ini file and turn this on. So for example, let's say you write a plugin for WordPress or Drupal when you become a programmer, right? And if you write it in this way, the people that have a server, they have Apache running, and if they don't have it turned on, this would not work. This would not work, and this would not work. All right, so your code all of a sudden does not work in many people's computers or servers or websites or applications. It will not work. So this will work everywhere PHP is available by default. All right, and it will always work. So that's why it is bad form. All right, that's one thing there. And I wanted to also explain to you that if you have another file here, for example, example.html, and for some reason you try to put some PHP coding here, it will not work. You can go ahead and try right now, but this will not display. It will not render PHP since this does not have a .php extension. You see, Apache looks at this and says, you know what, this is HTML. Whatever is in this file is HTML. I'm not going to even look for PHP. But when you tell Apache, when you put this extension here, .php, you're telling Apache that this file here might include some PHP. So be in the lookout for PHP, Apache. You will see something there. That's what you're telling Apache when you have a .php extension. All right? So always make sure that you put your .php extension if you want your file to actually work. All right? So now that we have that, how do we look at files, right? How do we see them on the screen? Let me write a simple function here in this embed.php here. And this is called an echo. This function here is going to print out text on the screen right now. It's going to say hello, student. There we go. And if I can write it, and then we close it with a semicolon. Jeez, there we go. Save it. That's what it's going to do. This is going to echo All right, it's gonna print something out. We put it in double quotes, or we can put single quotes. That's how we write strings. All right, in strings I mean text, and that's the term that we use in programming, string. All right, and then we close it with a semicolon, and we close the PHP tags there. So I'm gonna click on this little icon here for those that have brackets, and as you can see there, we can see that it displays hello student. Now this might not work for some of you because I already set up mine, but I'm gonna help you set it up right now. If you click this, it might give you a window to tell you how to to set the base of this, right? The base directory of this, and just close that box and go to file project settings, and then here on file project settings, then put this down. I'm sorry, put http colon / localhost, and then the name of your folder where your files are going to be, and click done. And then go ahead and close whatever browser you have on. If it's not working, close it and go ahead and turn this on again. All right, turn it on again until it's working. Or if you want to go ahead and, if for some reason it's not working, just go to the local host right here. That's going to direct you to XAMPP, right? Because it has an index there. That is what it's doing, is redirecting us back to this folder. I'm gonna take this folder off, and I'm gonna type in the folder name, and I'm gonna click enter. And as you can see here, this is the index of demo. And here we got two files, the embed.php and the example.html. I'm going to show you that example. There is nothing there, and we have some PHP there, but it doesn't work. Well, let's just put a function here real quick just to show you. Hello, there we go. And if I refresh, it doesn't work. Let me show you. If I right click on it, this is Google Chrome, by the way. If I right click on this and choose view page source, we can see that the PHP is there, but it's not rendering. Let's put some HTML here. I'm just gonna put a h1 tag, hello. All right, refresh, and we can see that that's working. Let's take out this view source. Let's open this in. Let's go to the demo there and go to the example.html, and we can see the h1, but if we right click on it and we check on view source, we can see the PHP is there, but it's not working. So it doesn't work with the .html. Make sure you have that .php in there. All right. Another thing that I want you to install if you're using brackets is an extension called Emmet, and this is really easy to install. Go to your file tab here, click on extension manager. Here we can install many different plugins for this code editor, and type in Emmet. All right, I already have it installed, so this is gonna be grayed out, but you're gonna have a little button like this here that's gonna say install. Just click it and it will install this automatically. The reason why I want you to install that is because it's gonna make you a better programmer. Let me tell you why. You're gonna be a lot more productive when you actually use this. Now that you have it installed, right, I want you to put an exclamation there with the shift key, and you press number 1 on your keyboard. And then after that exclamation there, you put your cursor here and you press on tab. Look at that. We wrote all this code just by doing that. And we can do many different things with it. So that's one of the reasons I want you to do that. So let's say, for example, I have something here, a class with a day with a class of demo, and then I want to put a UL there. And let me just show you the power of this. You might think, what in the world is he doing? Well, look at this. All right, this is the type of things that we will do. Now, I won't do this all the time, and if I do, for those of you that don't have this code editor, I will wait for you. All right, so I will wait for you to write this, and I will go slowly. So don't worry about me writing code too fast. I just want my students that downloaded brackets to know that this is available to them if they want to. All right, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video here. Let's go to the next lecture. I want to show you some more PHP. Hi, welcome back. On this video here, I'm going to show you how to display dynamic text, how to use dynamic data with PHP, and how to change a couple settings on our co-editor for those of you that downloaded brackets. So first of all, let's go ahead and open brackets, and we have this white background that I want to change. You can leave it white if you want. I'm going to be using a dark background since I'm used to programming in a dark background. So I'm going to go ahead and go to File, Extension Manager, go to the Themes tab here, and I'm going to type Monokai. And this is just a theme based on Sublime Text, which is a co-editor that I use that I paid for. And it has something very similar to that. So I want to install that for this co-editor. As you can see, it changed the background to black. All right, you can go back here and change themes on view, and you can change to whatever you want. All right, you can come and use that one if you like. I'm gonna use this one. I'm used to it, even though this one looks good. All right, if you agree. All right, so if you see me with a different color background later on, you know where to come back here and change it if you want. So I'm just gonna use Monokai for now. All right. Another thing that I want to do is I want to grab this embed.php and I want to do a save as. And I'm doing it with my keyboard, by the way, but you can come here and you can see the keyboard shortcut right there on File. So I'm going to call this blank.php. All right. You should have this file. You will have this file in your course exercise files. So for example, if you see that I have all the files here when I'm giving you a lecture and you don't see it in your course exercise file, don't worry about it. As long as you have what I'm showing you in the moment, if I'm showing you a file like this one, blank.php, if I'm showing you a lesson on that and you have it, that's what you need to worry about. Don't look to the left side here. And if you look to the left side and you see other files here, don't get confused. Just pay attention to the one that I'm giving you the lecture on. All right. So we have this blank.php. I'm just gonna build a little structure by putting the exclamation there and clicking tab, pressing tab on my keyboard. And here, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna save it right here. And then I'm gonna do another save as. I'm gonna call this dynamic because I wanted to have that blank PHP there, so that way we can use it to do some save as on other documents that we're gonna be making. So I'm gonna call this dynamic text. That's what we're gonna be creating here. This is gonna be a little outside the scope of this section here because, well, not section, or this couple lectures in the beginning, because we're gonna be talking about something. And we're not going to be talking about, but I'm going to show you variables, which I'm going to be showing you in a later lecture. But I want to show you an example how we can display dynamic text. So I'm just going to write an h1 tag in PHP, in HTML. And this is going to say hello student. All right. I'm going to click here to display it in my localhost. Now, if you don't, for some reason, you don't have this set up, make sure that you go to your file and it's going to be on your project settings. Make sure that you have this file path right here, http://localhost/demo. This is the folder that we are working on. Make sure you have that set up. If you don't, go ahead to your localhost and make that demo there and start following me. All right, make that demo folder and that blank.php and start following me. If for some reason you don't have that, but you should have it in your exercise files. All right, so all you have to do is go to your exercise files and copy it. We have an h1 tag here, and as you can see it, all right, that is displaying there, that text. Now what happens if for some reason I want to display the same text? This is a title, for example, the title Edwin Diaz official site, for example, official site. Let's say this is a title for my website. What about if I want to display this in 20 pages that I got in my website? I will have to physically go there and copy this from this page here and paste it in those other pages, right? I will have to do that and that would be a static text. That would be something that would stay there all the time. What I want to do is produce something dynamically, something that I can insert in one page and it would be available on those 10 pages. How can I make that happen? How can that be possible? With PHP. PHP can actually help you create dynamic data that you can use over and over in different pages without needing to add it manually. So let me show you how that works. Let's say, for example, I want to change this text here on all 10 pages, right? So we create a file, we include it, we create a function, and we put that function on those pages. And then with that function, we call another file that has a bunch of data that we can use in that specific page whenever we want. Now, I don't want to confuse you here, but I'm going to give you this example right now. So I have this text right here. What I do is, let's say, imagine this. I'm in another page and I have some PHP. And in that page, I create something called a variable. And a variable is a container. And I have this data assigned to that variable. I'm saving this data here because I'm actually gonna call this variable title. Look at that, title. And I have this h1 in 10 different pages. What I'm going to do is inside this h1, I'm going to embed some PHP and I'm going to echo out the title. Right now, if I just echo out this, I get a problem there. I don't have anything there. Let me just take out the echo. As you can see, I have nothing there. If I use echo and I use the title, that name, you can see that I'm displaying the title right here. I'm displaying that text inside that variable. So you can see here that by me including this little PHP here, this PHP function on the pages, I create this value here. Well, now you might be wondering, so what is the purpose of this? You still have to go physically and copy and paste this code here on all 10 pages. Yes and no. You see, now that I have this variable here on all 10 pages, right? This is in one page. This variable is in one page. Now, every time I want to change the value here, I want to change the stats, I don't have to go to those 10 pages. I can go to that specific page, which in most cases is called functions.php, and change this. And I could say Edwin's site. And now, when I change this value here on one page, it's going to change in all 10 pages. And that is dynamic data, dynamic text, right? In this case, it could be dynamic numbers. It could be any data you want. It could be pictures, all right? So just by having this in one page, all right, with a value there, and having this little function on all 10 pages, all right, I create dynamic data because I just change it in one place and it would change it in all different pages. I could have 1,000 different pages there and it would change it for me automatically. So beautiful, right? PHP helps us do that. All right, so hopefully you were able to learn something valuable in this lecture here. And I got a lot more in store for you. So keep tuned and let's go to the next lecture if you have some time. Alright, so in this video we are going to be talking about comments. What are comments and how do we make them on PHP? Now, let's go ahead and open our code editor. And I'm going to use this file here called blank.php. You should have it there. If not, just make it. Let's do a save as. And let's call this comments. All right, save. All right, perfect. So what are comments on PHP? Very simple. We have comments. If you've done HTML, and I am assuming that you have because you are watching this course. So we're gonna open up a PHP tag and let's do some comments. Comments are very useful because when we write code, especially when our code starts getting big, and you might not see this right now because you don't know much about PHP, but once you start coding a lot more, you're gonna notice that it's gonna be very easy for you to write 100 lines of code without you even realizing that you did. And sometimes we write functions, we make programs, little programs that do things, and later on in 2 or 3 months you might forget what they do, and you might forget why you created that. We need to document that. We need to actually write it down somewhere, and comments helps us keep that that reference to that specific function there on that file. Even though you need to document your stuff outside the program, but if you comment, if you make some comments, it gives you a better idea on what you did a couple months back, and it gives the next developer or the programmer a better idea on what the function does. All right. So for example, let's say I create a, I don't know, let's say an echo. I'm not gonna go and create a function here because we're not there yet. But for example, I create an echo that says hello student, and this is a string, by the way. All right, so this says hello student, very easy. Now I want to write something here. For example, let's just imagine this is like 100 lines there, and I'm just gonna put forward slash and say this function below displays text. And just to give you an example. All right, so this is a comment here, and we do this, and of course in HTML we do it like this. We just greater than, less than, and then the greater than right here, and this will be a comment very similar to HTML. It's just that we use a forward slash. All right, that's this is one single line comment with a forward slash. You can make, and if I write some words here, this is the second line. You see that is writing in white. My co-editor is actually making this white. The reason is because it's not commented. You see, this only does one line here. So in order for me to comment this, we have to put the forward slash in there also again. All right, so if you have more than one line of code, what you need to do is put a forward slash in the number 8. You got the asterisk. That symbol there is going, if you don't close it, if you leave it open, this is opening, forward slash in the asterisk, is gonna comment everything below. We need to close it before we get to the code that we want to see. So we put asterisk again and forward slash, and that's just gonna turn it off. All right, it's gonna turn off that comment, and right now we can display our functions. So this is a multi-line comment. All right, this little forward slash and the little asterisk symbol there, and then the asterisk and the forward slash, we close it there. That's a multi-line. This is a one line. I'm just gonna leave it here so you can reference to it. Comment, and it's multi-line. I'm just gonna leave it like this. And this is for your exercise files. All right, so very useful to do this. You can comment code also. All right, as you can see, forward slash code that you don't want it to execute on this browser. So if we go to the browser right now, the only thing you're gonna see is hello student. You're not gonna see this code, just like HTML. All right, once you comment something, the browser doesn't even see it. Right click on it, inspect element. We don't even see the comments in there. You see on the right side here, nothing. All right, so anyway, that's how we create single line comments and multi-line comments in PHP. Hopefully you this show you a couple things here. All right, so let's continue with the next lecture. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Hi, we finally finished this section here. Congratulations, you did a great job if you went all the way. Now, at the end of this section here, I told you that we will be practicing. So we will be using this app here that I made for you guys. So that way, and when I say you guys, I mean ladies too. I know that some ladies are taking the course. So this section, this practical app here is found if you've seen a folder on your practical app exercise file, well, on your course exercise files, called inside the demo folder in right here, practical app. This is your practical app right here. All right. If you want to find it, the best way to do that, it would be on your localhost demo underscore practical hyphen app. And I put a little underscore there just to put these folders on top here so that way you can see it. Because if I don't put underscore, it will probably do alphabetically, and it will be something right here in the middle somewhere. So I want you to find them, so that's why I put a little underscore on the beginning of the file, so that way it will put it all the way on the top. Okay, so we are using this app here to do some exercise. Now, how do we start using this? All right, so I'm gonna go here to our code editor, and I'm gonna open this. As a matter of fact, I think I already have it open here somewhere, right here. Okay, so all you have to do is, if you have not, actually I think just by opening the whole demo folder you have access to these two folders right here, as you can see. Right, once you drag the demo into your code editor, you should have access to it. If not, just go to the first page here, underscore practical app, and just click here and you are there actually, or home. We take you to the home page once you type in like this, practical app. Boom, click it and you're in home page. Right now we will be doing this. All right, so how do we start using it? Really simple. Let's go to the practical app, click here on the first one.php, which is the first section there. All right, here we have the code for the page, of course, without the functions. These are files that you don't need to be concerned about. This is files that I'm using for the application. But here on the steps here, on the content, on the meat of the lecture here, or the this file here, you need to be concerned about this. The steps. I laid out some steps here. Step 1, use the echo function to say hello with HTML H1 tags embedded inside PHP. All right, so this looks like this here because I'm having a low resolution. But anyway, step 2, write a comment above the function. So this is a really simple function. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, as a matter of fact, you should know how to do that. Pause the video and start doing it. And then if you have any problems, then I will go ahead and help you. But pause the video now and do it. All right, hopefully you were able to pause the video and did it yourself. If not, you only hurting yourself. So make sure that you do it. That way you can learn more. All right, so let's go ahead and do it ourselves now. So what I'm going to do, it says do an echo function. I'm going to do an echo function here, and I'm just going to say hello with some HTML inside. All right. I'm going to say hello. H1. Right. There we go. And then we need to put a comment on top of this. And the comment would be something like, I'm going to do a one-line comment, // and it's going to say this function says hello. That's it. That's all I want you to do there. I want you to get in the habit of doing that. And save and come back here. Let's go to section 1 and see what's going on. There we go. Our function is saying hello. All right. So this is it for this section here. Now go to the next practice session, and well, I see you in the next practice session once you finish all the lectures on there. All right. Thank you so much, and hopefully you are enjoying this, and I see you then.